Today's theme is going to be Disney TsumTsums, if anyone remembers that craze. So I thought it'd be fun to just throw on my Donald Duck onesie, but enough of that. This month I wanted to go much simpler than my attempt for October because obviously it's not up. And I was thinking I should try to get October up first before November. Then I was like, no, you know what? No, it's so late into November already. It's already November 11th. That it's just best to just throw up November. And then when I actually have time from catching up from everything else that I fell behind because of October's little incident, that I would just do the content that's like due at the time of month that it is now, and then like get the other stuff out later. So October will be coming, I just don't know when. I am sorry it took me so long to get back up here, but I'm really trying to get everything back on track. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the November setup despite it being late. And yeah, I'll get into my thought processes and everything and dorking out into the actual voiceover part. So enjoy. All right, so jumping right in. But before I get into my thought process and everything with this setup, I just want to take a minute to talk about October's thing and dealing with the robbery. I don't want to get into it because I actually want to talk more about it in my October setup when I do eventually get that up. But I will say that I'm feeling better, just trying to get myself back on that train, like I said in the intro. And I really want to thank those of you that left a comment on that video that I posted here, just letting you guys know the situation. It was pretty raw that day that I recorded it. The robbery only happened like the day before that, and I was just clearly very upset. And honestly, I'm still quite upset about it, but it's not to the point where I'm crying every day or anything like that. Like I've come to terms and I've been able to replace most of the things that were taken. But I do want to thank you guys who commented and left such nice, supportive comments and offered to even support a GoFundMe if I decided to open one to help with the financial cost of that. Because, yeah, recovering from that was a lot. I had a lot more money going out in October than coming in, so I'm kind of in the red with money right now, but I'm doing my best to save up for it, and I had a lot of friends and family help me out with recovering over stuff that really needed to be saved, like camera equipment, for example. But I'll leave it at that. I just really wanted to give thanks to you guys for the supportive comments. Like that really meant a lot to me. So getting past that, going into this. So after October's kerbuckle with such a complicated setup, I really wanted to go simple again, and I thought that since the last two Novembers I did Winnie the Pooh, and technically Winnie the Pooh is Disney, I thought it'd be fun to do TsumTsums. So I don't know if you guys remember that trend from like 2014 to like about the early days of 2017. I think that's when it started to die off. TsumTsums were everywhere. Excuse me, I'm burping. Everywhere on Disney's site. They were this cute little plush line from Japan, and I was just obsessed. Like, I have so many TsumTsums here, it's absolutely ridiculous. Like, I have the ones that you saw in the intro, I have a New York version of Mickey and Minnie, and just a whole plethora of them. So I'll throw up some pictures on my Instagram if you guys are curious when I set up the weekly spreads of this month. But I thought it'd be nice and fun and cute and easy to draw for this theme. And I just went on Pinterest and found some like drawings of them, because there's a lot of little animation drawings of these guys from when the craze was massive, so it was quite easy to find some inspo photos. I will say though that Marie was a bit harder for me to draw just because she is a cat, and I don't know why I struggle with drawing cats, but the rest of them were quite easy. And for the quote side, I decided to go with a very common Japanese phrase. It says "gambarimasu," and that means I'm going to do my best, which is basically the entire vibe of this month, just doing my best to get myself back on that work train. And this month is so packed, like it is arguably more packed than October was supposed to be. And now the fact that I got like barely anything done in October that I was supposed to get up, I am really trying my best to catch up for November. Like, I've got a reno going. I'm working on this room makeover project for my photographer's accessory room in his basement, and it's like a whole ordeal. I'm painting and cleaning and organizing, and he has a lot of stuff, so I'm only on week 1 of that reno, and it is only done being cleaned. I haven't even started prepping the walls yet or painting them, so it's a whole thing. But if you guys are interested in that video, you should subscribe to The Leaf Factor, my main channel, because that's where it will be going. But anyway, enough self-plugs. November's busy. So I was very pleased that this cover page didn't take me very long at all. I still needed a full day of filming to get it right. Despite it being so simple, I was very much out of my drawing flow to get back into it. But that's why I gave myself like an entire day to work on this and just like relax. And it definitely was very relaxing and a nice switch to get like super happy colors to help brighten my mood. Does anyone else like get their mood brightened easily when they see a bunch of bright pastel happy colors? And Disney to boot. Oh, and one other thing I should probably mention, just in case for those of you that don't know what TsumTsum means, it actually translates from Japanese to stack in English. So the picture that I used for the cover page, it says TsumTsum in quotes, and that's why I just replaced it with no short version of November. I was gonna put the full thing, but it didn't quite work out that way. And I thought it looked cuter just doing the short version of that. And I stacked it so that it would still go with like the stack theme. You'll see that reoccurring a lot in the rest of the spread. So moving on to the schedule page. So this, again, super easy. These bubble letters were incredibly easy to do. The way I had to draw them to do like multiple circles, it's just easier to like basically do it colored in. So that's why I did that and then outlined it in thin black so that the markers coloring inside of it wouldn't bleed into the black, because I accidentally made that mistake on one of my weekly spreads that isn't in this video. When I was prepping for the month, and the black bled in when I used just a thick marker around first, so that was dumb. But I had these stickers from TsumTsums that I used as a guide so that I would know how the colors go in the correct order, and I matched them as close as I could with what I already had, but obviously it doesn't match 100%. But to me, it's close enough. And I made all the squares little more bubbly squares. I thought that would make it look closer to the actual, like, font of TsumTsum. And thought it would be a little bit too plain considering I didn't have, like, a ton of stickers of TsumTsums and I didn't really want to draw too much for the rest of the spread. So I thought filling in all the bubbles with a bunch of different pastel colors would help brighten it up. But I had to be really picky with what pastels I was using for inside these bubbles. Otherwise, I knew I wasn't going to be able to see what I was writing in that, and that would obviously defeat the purpose of having a schedule page. And I didn't have any particular rhyme or reason for where I was putting these colors. I just was trying to make sure that none of them were like beside each other and repeating. I just mainly put them in random spots. And throughout this video, you're going to see my nails slowly coming apart. I tried my best to keep these on to finish the theme I had for October, but they were just holding on by a thread. So like, yeah, as this video goes on, you'll see them slowly fall apart. And the reason I didn't actually have any of them on for the cover page is because I always film my cover page last because it's always like the most labor intensive part of the spread. So I tend to leave those last. yeah, as you can see, it's pretty plain even with filling in the bubbles, so I tried to add in some extra washi tape, threw in a sticker from that sticker sheet, and tried to do these little doodles of little bows and hats that some of the main Disney characters wear. I did Minnie's bow, Daisy's bow, and Donald Duck's hat, and attempted Dumbo's hat there. Honestly, if I didn't have someone telling me it was Dumbo's hat, I wouldn't know that's what it was, but, and threw a bunch of these red dots, because I thought it'd just be fun to add polka dots. I don't know really why I decided to do that, but I like how it looks. And there was a bunch of balloons on all of the stickers from this set, so that's why I added some stickers here. That's why I added some balloons here, not stickers. See, clearly I'm not used to getting back onto a voiceover train. Ooh, and also, speaking of voiceover, so I actually got a brand new mic, so I'm not using my DSLR to record myself now. I actually have a Blue Yeti whiteout mic. I wanted to get this for myself, well, I wanted to get it for myself, but then my mom offered to get it for me for my birthday last year, but they didn't have the whiteout color, and I was gonna just settle for a black one or a silver one, but then I was like, nope. If I'm asking for this present, I want it to be the right color. So I waited, and I finally found one that sends to Canada in this color. So I was super jacked, and I love the sound. Like, can you guys tell the difference? Can you tell the crispness? I'm still getting used to how far I need to step away from it because it picks up so much sound so easily, and sometimes I'm too loud for my own good. So let me know how it sounds to you guys, please. But I talked way too long, and I completely skipped over the fact that we're already on the to-do list page. So, this I did, again, super simple, just did the bubbles letters, and I just colored it up with the same pastels I used on the schedule page, added the random washi tapes, and did all of the dots as well. And some more doodles. I like the idea of trying to do the doodles of the main characters, but I didn't go like too ham on them, but I think I did okay for having them freehand, although sometimes my bows look like butterflies. Oh, and I totally forgot to show what color I used to put on the edges of that paper, but the links for all the colors I used for distressing ink will be in the description. And I don't know why I didn't think about this earlier when I was making the schedule page, but I thought it'd be so cute to add the little Mickey heads. So cute. Love how that looks. So for my mood tracker, well, you guys don't know I brought it back for October, but I brought it back for October, so I decided to bring it back again. But I did not want to do a super complicated one, because when you see the October one, you'll know what I'm talking about, but it was really complicated. It looks great now, but oh my god, it was a bitch to draw. So I wanted to go with something simpler this time, and ultimately decided on the most basic thing, just to use Mickey Mouse heads again. And with my habit tracker, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I decided to try something a little bit different. Typically I just do a numbered calendar, but this time I thought it'd be nice to try just circles and hope that I'll remember which day is which. I'm already halfway through the month basically, and it is a bit harder to remember the days off the top of the head, but I like how it looks aesthetic-wise, so maybe I'll do it again for December. We'll see. Spread, my weekly spread. So by the time I ended up finishing this recording, I actually didn't get to use this during the actual week that it was for, and that sucks because in my opinion it's my prettiest weekly spread of the month, but oh well, that's fine. I still filled it out for what I actually got accomplished that week. It just kind of sucks that I didn't get to like use it in the middle of the day. And I wanted to have it more spaced out. I saw this outline on Pinterest and I just kind of put my own TsumTsum swing on it. But basically it was so spread out, it wasn't spaced by like squared off lines like some other weekly spreads I've done is. I just used a lot of scrapbook paper that I had in my collection and try to pick pieces that have as little writing on as possible, but I now realize that the one I'm gluing right now, it was too lettered to really write over, so I had to write in thicker words to be able to read what the heck I was saying on that sheet, so be aware of what scraps you're using if you do decide to recreate this spread. I will be posting the original weekly spread that I used to create this layout at the very end of the video. Cute to try drawing Dumbo there, even though I already said that I tried not to draw as much, but I thought one little drawing would be nice, especially since that little corner was way too small for any of the stickers I did have from that sticker sheet, and I thought it would look plain otherwise if I just like left that empty. I think I did a pretty decent job. Like I said, TsumTsums aren't hard, but don't get discouraged if you are having issues, because like I was having issues with his nose. The rest of him was fine, but for some reason I couldn't get his nose right, so I think I had to do it like 3 or 4 times before I actually got it. But regardless, the original spread had a bunch of washi tape to try to divide the days of the week a little bit more, and I think the original spread looks a little bit better with the tapes they had. Like I had to kind of improvise because they had thinner tapes and I had more thicker tapes, so it kind of made it look a little bit janky, but overall I still really like how that looks. But the bottom corner still looked a little plain to me, so that's why I ended up cutting out the bottom part of that sticker sheets hanger cardboard thing. And yeah, super cute, love it, and touched it up a bit more with that back washi tape to bring a bit more color into that. And of course add some distressing ink, because if it looks like there's too much white, I gotta add the distress ink. And I still wanted to thicken up the outlines of the words a bit more, because the font for TsumTsum is definitely a much thicker black. I think it looks fine either way, but when I'm trying to make it look as close to what the aesthetic is supposed to be, I really try to like look for those little details. Okay, and with that, we are done. Alright, so here is my final flip through of my November 2021 bullet journal setup. Super bright colors. In my opinion, this was a very good call for me to do this theme now, because just bright colors always tend to make me feel a lot better whenever I'm feeling like crap, so I'm glad I chose this theme. Alright, so that was November 2021 bullet journal setup. I hope you guys liked it. It was a lot of fun for me to make this one. I feel like I really needed to go super bright and cute and happy and simple with November, just because I'm still kind of recovering from October's huge thing. Emotionally, I feel a lot better. I still have my up and down moments, but recovering financially from it was a lot, and the stress, obviously this financial stress from it is probably the most thing I'm dealing with at the moment, but that's okay. New month, new plan, just ready to get my stuff in order and get me back on track. So I hope that your guys' November has been going well so far, and Man, Christmas is just right around the corner too, so I'm super pumped for that because I'll actually be able to enjoy Christmas this year because I'm not, hopefully, fingers crossed, not going to be quarantined this time. So super amped for that. And I'm going to aim to get December's out like in a week or two because that I want to get really back on track. Super hard, and it's going to be a lot more of a simple idea. I got some ideas going. It's not as much of a drawing intensive as last December's. Whew. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and remember to like my video if you liked it because yeah, I'm still trying to get my both my channels going and revved, especially this one because it seems to be gaining more traction than my last one for some reason. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'm gonna stop rambling, and I will see you guys for the December setup.